For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
The era of micro-fishing people is upon us, and it's moving fast. The idea of micro-fishing humans was introduced gradually.
They're already implanting people with chips. The national ID card, which becomes law by May 2008, it's going to have an RFID chip in it. Okay, everything is done in stages. After the RFID chip goes in the card and in your passport, it's going to go into your body. That's what they're going to try and do. There's no question about it. And they're not going to do it through a law. They're going to do it because you won't be able to live without it. All your money is going to be in that chip. It's going to be a cashless society.
These are radio frequency identification chips, or RFID. Yeah. This is the same exact technology that right now we have in most of our debit and credit cards. We also have a number of states, New York, Vermont, Michigan, that have already adopted an RFID chip program for their driver's licenses.
Several central banks, apparently, as I heard from my sources, have already fully developed the final stage of CBDC. I mean, it comes in stages, initially likely through your mobile phone, but that's only an intermediate step. And the final stage is, it's small, and it's the size of a grain of rice.
So taking a look at this technology now, and you say you have the guy with his smart card here, but you want his fingerprint there, but all the information's in the smart card, and all the expense is in the machine to read the finger. What if you took the chip out of that card and implanted it under the skin?
I think it's the wave of the future that we'll all have implanted chips that have our medical records.
So you would do it?
Sure.
This new implant will give me a unique electronic signature.
Very cool.
With it, I'll be able to unlock all kinds of devices and pay for things with a simple swipe of my hand.
I think that it's going to be a point where everyone's special.
This is the mark of the beast. This is the mark of the beast.
A super fast, tiny injection of a microchip, about the size of a grain of rice. Takes about a second. It's not worse than getting an ear piercing. And when you have it, we can start supplying third-party services like payment, boarding passes, anything really that you use contactless technology for. So getting rid of your wallet, getting rid of your keychain, you don't need papers, paper money, just seamless interaction and seamless integration with hyper-connected surroundings.
And how do you insert it in the body?
So it's exactly like any aseptic procedure. So it would be like a vaccine. So you put on gloves, you clean the area properly, and you manipulate the skin a little bit, you inject it, you press this little pussy here, done.
Yeah, he talked about how the end goal was to get everybody fished.
I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody fished.
The next step would be to move to a cashless society, moving all monies and, to a microchip system.
Where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them, right? There'll be no more cash.
Paying without cash is fast becoming the norm.
When I think about it, I pay more without cash than with.
Total integration of all information.
You can just turn off your cash, and you have nothing. You can't buy food.
Total subjugation of all human populations.
It's total control of the people.
And that's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
everything,
you sell.
Everything is in there.
Now, before we run out of time, I've got to ask you one more thing.
Sure.
In the interview I heard you do, you stated that he told you that the goal was to ultimately put a chip under the skin of every human being. Did he tell you that?
Yes, he did.
Whoa.
The ultimate goal is to put a chip in everybody's hands, exactly.
If you inject, using a needle, a computer chip under the skin, it's almost like it's the exact fulfillment. And when I heard you say that on that interview, I thought, this is absolutely incredible. Now, I'd like to remind all of our listeners out there, the Rockefellers are... David Rockefeller was the president of the Council on Foreign Relations, and 50% of all cabinet members in the last 50 years have come from that private club. And he was the founder of the Trilateral Commission, which has produced many of our presidents. So we're talking about pinnacles of power here. And here Nick Rockefeller is telling our friend Aaron Russo that the plan is to put a computer chip under the skin